I have a confession to make, and I hope no one is going to judge me. You see, a few years back, I was standing at a roundabout somewhere in the city waiting for a friend. And then I saw this huge semi-trailer, an 18-wheeler truck. It was just driving by, but in the traffic, it was going very slow. Then it was hooting. When I looked in the truck, I saw this young, beautiful, some lady, I think in her 20s, with a very thin body, and she was the one driving this truck, and I was amazed. So, of course, after seeing my shock, this girl looked at me and she waved, and I waved back, very confused and shocked. She gave me this very beautiful smile, and since that time, I've never been the same again. I've been looking for this girl, but alas, I could not find her. Lucky for me today, I managed to find someone in the same industry. She's equally as beautiful as this young lady, and she's into trucks. So today we're going to have a conversation with my guest today. Without any further ado, I'm going to allow her to introduce herself. May you please tell us who you are and what you do for a living, so that we can get to understand who is this beautiful lady that we have today in our studio.
All right, my name is Caroline. I'm a Carol with Trucks. I'm a sales consultant, and I deal with heavy commercial vehicles. My main job is to help or assist the truckers, the fleet owners, and even the drivers on how to get the best trucks for their logistics business.
Honestly speaking, I think this is what's on everybody's mind who's looking at you right now. Nobody would look at your picture or will meet you on the streets and they start thinking trucks. People would be forgiven to think that you're into modeling, maybe fashion design, air hostess, and these what I can call female-dominated or female-oriented careers. So why trucks? Of all things, why trucks?
I get that all the time. I didn't at first say I'm a truck enthusiast before, but I would say truck chose me. Once I got into the industry, I had this passion to learn about how the trucks works, the performance, and just to learn how to deal with heavy commercial vehicles and the feeling of dealing with very big machines as a lady. I started it and I've never looked back.
So women have a problem learning about cars and the trucks in general. I could be stereotypical, but that is the general perception out there. How long did it take you before you could exactly flow and be conversant with this truck industry?
Every day we learn, but I would say in my second and third year is where I would say I had solid knowledge into now something that I can boldly talk to people and help them into attaining their businesses. But in this industry, there are new models coming, there are new techniques and technology coming in, so you have to keep on learning every day.
Give us a brief history of your journey with these trucks. How did you start? Was it scared at first? Did you feel like you were intimidated by the industry and the machines and the big stuff? What was it like?
It wasn't scary, but it was like, I would say I was intrigued because I joined as a marketer and I used to listen to how the people who were dealing directly with sales of the trucks would talk. And then the words about the models, the types of the trucks, it was just a jargon. And I was like, wow, I would really want to understand what this, it's like I didn't understand anything. So the interest, it was from what others were doing and I felt like I knew nothing. So I was like, I can also do this. And I did it.
Interesting. So who inspired you? Did you have a role model, maybe a woman who was doing the same kind of a business before you joined?
I would say then at the time I joined trucks, not really, because we didn't, actually even I remember, there was literally like only one person that I knew and I didn't know them directly. So I would say they weren't like really role models. But once I joined and everybody would ask you, by the way, you're in the office and they're like, who can help me to sell trucks? And I'm like, I'm here. You? And I'm like, yes. So that whole thing was like, oh, so people think this is only a job that a male can do. And I was like, I had one colleague that was now really doing it well. So I was like, no, I'm going to be like her.
So let's talk business now. Assuming someone is watching today, and I know some of the people who watch this program, some of the subscribers here, they have their own moolah, they have their own money they have saved. If someone wanted to buy a truck, a very good truck, now you being the specialist here, what are the indicators? What should someone look for? What are the do's and don'ts? What is a good truck? What is a bad truck? Please give us some of your wisdom, Master. Give us some wisdom about trucks.
When you want to buy a truck, the first thing, because trucks are usually, it's not for leisure, it's not a luxury vehicle, it's an income generating vehicle. So you have to ensure that the vehicle you have is something that will be easy to maintain. People talk about fuel. You have to ensure that you have the one that has the best fuel efficiency. You also have to look at, in terms of the spare parts availability and the cost. That is very important, because once you buy off that vehicle, it means it will need service every now and then. So you have to ensure you have the right spare parts and you know where to get them. They are available locally. It's not one thing that once you purchase, you have to wait for one to be probably ferried from or maybe away. So those are the most important thing. And also the budget. I usually also say it's very important to check on the budget as well, because you want to make money out of this. And also just understanding the technology that it's being used. We don't want to get involved into something that is not known in your locality.
Okay, interesting. So now, what are the costs of trucks? I know you transact in Kenya shillings because you're based in Kenya. But, for a broader audience, maybe in dollars, how much is a good truck? And, what is the size of that? Okay, so how much is a truck, and what kind of a truck are we talking about? 2 tons, 3 tons, 4 tons? Like, how much should someone prepare if they want to buy what kind of a truck?
Interestingly, that question I would look at differently, because remember, we have trucks for different types of need. Because you have small trucks, we start from 2 tons and then we go up the way to big ones that are trailers. So I would say, depending on where you want to start, let me just talk more of the Kenya shillings. You can even equally get a good truck from 1 million. But now if you're in the long haulage, where you want to do long haulage for long distance trucks, there you need to have from around 7 Kenya shillings current.
7 million?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are a big deal on the social media platforms. You are on TikTok, you're on Facebook. Assuming someone has watched you and they have been inspired and they really want to get some knowledge, they want to know everything Caroline knows, so that, they can also venture into this either marketing or truck business. Do you have like a specific platform, or do you have courses that you offer where people can come and learn, or have you set up something for that kind of purpose?
Absolutely, I do help. Though currently I would say it's more of informal, because I haven't had a structured place where I can stay. It's something I would say work in progress. But today, if somebody wants to learn, and there's that young lady who wants to start in the industry of heavy commercials, I'm one person who believes in impacting lives. So even not on my social platforms, even the people that I work with, even in terms of interns, I am very ready and available to help and assist people to learn and grow in this industry, because we also realized it is even easier when it is a female. So yes, I'm looking into even helping more, and I could say also I'm also impacting lives.
I just mentioned that people are very stereotypical. When they look at some jobs, they feel like, okay, these jobs are for men, these jobs are for women. We have this mindset that some jobs are gender specific. But now looking at you, you have broken that norm. You have challenged that kind of mindset. What would you tell people with this kind of mentality, that some jobs are gender specific and women should stay away from some of these jobs and men should stay away from some of these jobs? What is your advice, or what is your opinion on this one?
I wouldn't say it's gender specific. Today, I would say we change it into passion specific. Because when you have a passion to do anything, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or whether you're a woman. Do you have the passion to do it, and do you want to do it because you have the passion and you have to have the willingness to do it? You'd realize there are no specific job. You mentioned about trailers. I have people that I know that I have sold to trucks, and they have employed ladies who are drivers, and they would tell you it is very easy to have a lady driver. It makes easy, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Can you drive trucks yourself?
The normal ones, not the manual.
Oh,
There's the automatic one, and most of the Mercedes are usually automatic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would love to see you driving a truck, actually. Have you ever attempted before?
Yeah, in the yard, yes.
Like for a long, in the
But not when it has the trailer. Now that's another story.
Okay. So now.
Okay, so back to that girl who's been inspired. Before they even venture into what you're doing now, what would you say is the biggest challenge for a lady, someone of your caliber, to be in this kind of a business?
The challenge you've had before is what you mentioned, because people think it's not a female-dominated field. So most of the times you're ready to help, but there are those people who would feel like you cannot give the right information, you may not be able to offer the solution, and they will still insist, I want to be assisted by a gentleman. And sometimes we get sergeant. It is not a good thing. So it has been one of the things I would say people need to change.
Oh, man, sorry for that. I know, men especially can be troublesome when it comes to women, not trusting that they can do the job with efficiency. But now, apart from the challenges, what are the highlights? Like, what was your biggest highlight? Like, what was your highlight? What was the biggest achievement? What is the memorable moment where you feel like, okay, apart of course from the money factor, because I know once you sell, you have commission, you get motivated. But what was the highlight now of your career so far, selling trucks, dealing with trucks? What is the most memorable thing that when you look back, you're like, man, this was a highlight of me now, Caroline, being in truck business?
Oh, I have got many of them, but I can remember one specific one, because we say I'm one person who believes that wherever you are, you need to impact lives. You need to change someone's life. And there was this person, he was a driver. And I can tell you, owning a truck is not easy, the process and the money. So we started when this guy had nothing. He was just a driver who was very committed, looking for the deposit, working very hard. In like a year, I was patient with him. And after 1 year, my friend, he owned now 2 trucks. So for me, it was a high to see him from being an employee to an employer. Those are the moments that really make me happy in my job.
Okay.
So, as we wrap up this, I want to find out from you, what does the future hold for you? Where do we go from here? Because, you've done quite big things. You have distributed trucks, you have sold trucks, you have disseminated information on social media. What next? Like, where do you see yourself in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? What does the future hold for Caroline?
In the next 5 years, I would hope to have on my social platform, I'm Carol with Trucks, and this is a brand that I want to grow. In the next 5 years, I see myself as a brand that everybody wants to be affiliated with, because I'm doing good content and I'm assisting fleet owners. They're getting what they want. It is a place where people can come and learn, and so there are people where they can come and grow their business in. Yes.
Okay.
So, knowing what you know, of course, in your career, in your business, in your truck business career, what would you advise, especially young ladies, those who look at life today and see the complications and the frustrations, and they simply settle and say there's nothing to do, I cannot go into this industry? And we know, of course, when ladies are desperate or hopeless or frustrated, some of them end up going in the wrong direction and doing very unsavory stuff, if I can put it that way. What would you advise them, especially those who are giving up, those who are like, I'm becoming hopeless and I don't think there's a job for me that side, I don't think there's a future for me in that industry? How would you advise these people, especially young ladies today?
People should stop thinking that there's nothing to do, because yes, that is what people say. If the jobs are very minimal, you can't get what you want. It's true, sometimes you don't get what you want. Some of us never thought we would end up in the sales profession. Actually, personally, I wanted to be a journalist and I was very passionate about it. But along the way, see me here. So now, what I know, if you have the basic knowledge, first let us get the skills. Education is very important. Not necessarily to become that what you wanted to become in the first, but it just gives you the ability to know and understand things. But do not be so choosy. Our generation's full of people who are so choosy. If I don't do this, it has to be this. So that is where we all go wrong. So just know there are very many opportunities. Don't fear a sales career. It is tough, I'm not going to lie. There are high moments and there are low moments. But actually that is one of a profession that every day you'll find someone looking for someone. And it also gives you an opportunity to even grow further in your career. I have seen people who started as sales consultants, but probably if you look at the papers, they were accountants. And when an opportunity rose, they got what they wanted and become big people like CFOs. So there are many ways you can get to your dream.
In my opinion, actually, looking at you, I would say your journalistic vision, your journalism dreams has come true because, I mean, what does a journalist do? A journalist disseminates information, right? And right now, you are disseminating information about tracks. Right now, you're on social media giving information and giving wisdom and giving trainings. So I would say actually that your dream came true. Wouldn't you say that your dream came true actually with a double portion now because you even have extra knowledge in track?
Yeah, I think so. Because, yeah, true. Yeah.
So what are your social media handles? Where can people find you? I mean, someone has watched this one and they say, man, I want to speak to this lady. Of course, assuming for business purposes only. What are your social media handles? Please give us like your handles on Twitter or X, Facebook, and these other social media so that people can follow you and can also, try to get in touch with you. Assuming, of course, someone needs a track or someone needs to discuss any form of business with you.
Yeah, you can get me on Facebook and IG and also at TikTok. I use Carol Rosie Tracks. That is CAROLE Rosie. That is ROSEY, then Tracks.
Man, I'm so inspired right now. And I wish you all the best, of course, in your career. I wish you all the best in your business. And it's my prayer that actually you end up opening your own track business. You start importing and distributing.
Thank you.
And,
very possible.
As that thief said on the cross, please remember us when you enter your kingdom.
Let's talk about that later.
Again, thank you so much for coming. I'm so glad that I found you. I'm so glad that we were able to have this conversation. And I wish you all the best. Man, when I grow up, I wish to be you now. See, I wish to be you when I grow up. But all the best in everything you're doing. I hope very soon actually you are going to open your own like a distributorship, importing, exporting, and distributing and selling. I think that is not a bigger dream for you to dream right now, right?
If you can dream it,
You can have it.
yes.
You can achieve it.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for watching this program. Thank you so much for watching Winning Mind program today. You who's watching, I want to urge you to subscribe to our channel. Please go on and hit the like button if you like this video. And also remember to go on Caroline's social media. Just subscribe there and get some information. You may never know what's going to happen because, I mean, everything these days is about connections. Everything is about networking. So please go on Caroline's handles and follow her. If you have some questions, you can forward them straight to Caroline. But also subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. And we will see you again in the next video. Have a good one and bye for now.